Welcome, in front of me is a Google Pixel 4a, and today I'll show you how to go through the setup of the device. And when you boot it up for the first time, you will be presented with the subtle hi there screen, where basically you get to choose your language by tapping right here. Now, obviously I'm going to stick with English, but you can select any kind of other language from the list here. From there, let's go to start. And on the next page, we can connect to a mobile network. Now, this is done by inserting a SIM card. You can also, I believe, basically download a SIM instead, which is using the eSIM. I believe this might be something that your provider would have to do. I'll give you like a code. Otherwise, you just simply insert a SIM card and call it a day. Now, this step is also completely optional. You can basically skip it if you want to do it later. It won't change anything. So from there, once you go to the next page, you will have the option to connect to Wi-Fi. Again, this step is completely optional, and if you choose to connect to it, you will have the option later on throughout the setup to also log in to your Google account and restore the device from an old backup. And outside of that, if you choose to skip it, you will still be able to connect to those things once you actually log into your Wi-Fi. But that will be later on done just through settings instead of a neatly provided sequence as it is throughout the setup. So I'm gonna skip it for now. And I believe also one thing that you skip is the automatic date and time select when you actually do not connect to Wi-Fi. If you choose to skip that, you have to set it up manually, assuming it is not set up correctly. And actually, I'm not sure, it might actually, yeah, that actually is correct, ironically. So it looks like even without Wi-Fi and the device sets correct time. So just gonna go to next. Then we have Google services. So we have things like location, scanning, and send user and diagnostic data. And you can tap on the drop down to read exactly what it does. But briefly, basically location is just GPS tracking for applications. Things like Google Maps use it to give you a route to your destination when you're trying to use it as just a GPS navigation. Then we have allow scanning, which allows us to use things like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and other things just to scan for devices. And then send user and diagnostic data, basically gathers data on how you use the device and sends it to Google so they can quotation mark improve the experience. Now, if you don't want any of those, you can actually deselect all of them by just tapping right here and then scroll down and tap on accept. Then we have the ability to set up a screen lock. Now it looks like by default it opts into a 4-digit PIN, but if you want to change it to something else, you can just tap screen lock settings or options, whatever options, and you have the 3 options. So we have the pattern, PIN, or password. So let's select, for instance, a pattern. Now, again, I'll mention that this is a completely optional step. If you don't want to protect your device, simply tap on the skip right here, and you just won't have to set up anything. So I'm gonna draw my pattern, then repeat it, and this will set it up. And then we have also option to set up a fingerprint. Now the fingerprint sensor is on the back, so I won't really bother, but all you would do is basically tap on next and start tapping it on the back, which is this circle basically thing. So I'm gonna skip it. And that finishes up the setup. So that is how you'd go through the setup of this device. And if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.